This week on the bench, we're going to tie you up the purple Enticer. Now when you're fishing for migratory fish and you have clear water conditions, you want to start small. And this pattern seems to be a really good go-to pattern to start with. So make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. We're going to tie the fly on a Mustad R90 size 8 steelhead hook. We'll use some 3/0 red thread to tie with, some purple rabbit for the tail, some purple crystal chenille for the body, a 5/32 inch orange bead for the bead, and some purple rabbit for the collar. To start the fly off, I've tied on my red thread and taken it to the rear of the hook. I'm going to take my purple rabbit and I'm going to pull off or even cut off a good patch. So take some scissors and cut as close to the back as you can. And cut off a nice section of rabbit. And we want it to be about almost the length of the body. And then tie it in for the tail. Now take your purple crystal chenille and tie it in near the rear of the hook. Make sure you tie it in good, because you will be pulling this forward to form the body. And after you've got it tied in, move your thread towards the bead and start tying in the body. And keep it thin. We want a nice thin body on this fly. And leave yourself a little room at the eyelet to tie in your collar. Now there's two ways you can form the collar on the fly. You can actually do a dubbing loop and put your rabbit in and form a collar. Another way though is to actually take the rabbit and tie it in and leave yourself a little bit of room. I've actually got a good 1/2 inch there. Cut off any excess and take about 1 to 2 wraps of the rabbit, and as you wrap it, just pull it back over the body. I'm going to take about 2 wraps because you do want a nice collar on this fly. And then tie it off right behind the bead. To finish the fly off, take your whip finisher, and I'm going to whip finish again right behind the bead. Make sure you take quite a few whips here just to make sure it's good and secure. Cut it off, and you have the option to head cement if you like, and just trim off any stray hairs near the front of the hook, just to get rid of all that near the front. So that's it. That's all that is to the purple Enticer. You know, the thing about this pattern is once that rabbit gets wet, when you form that collar, it really thins out. The fly is quite small, and that sparkle underneath really attracts the fish. To watch all our latest Sport Fishing on the Fly episodes and to order Sport Fishing on the Fly merchandise, head to www.sfotf.ca, and if you would like to book an adventure like this one shown, head to ontheflyadventures.ca and book yourself the trip of a lifetime.